Hi everyone. So today it will be a very very interesting session because I have Kay here with me, and today's topic is about immigration. Okay, why I came across about this topic and I would like Kay to share with us, right, is because I have some clients who work in Singapore for very long time, but they are unable to get the PR successfully for some reason. So actually, it got me wonder like, what could have my clients miss out during the application stage, the process, or is it because of the requirement not fulfilled? So today, I'm lucky to have Kay here. She is actually the director from the immigration people who maybe can help us to deduct some of the myth or as well as give us some tips about applying the Singapore PR or the citizenship. So, Kate, before we start, perhaps you can share with us a little bit about your background and what makes you join in this unique industry.
Thank you, Isaac. Yeah. And firstly, I would like to thank you for your invitation for this session. Extremely glad to be speaking with you. And I know that you have a lot of clients who have some difficulty. So I'm glad that, if let's say they are here, I'll be very happy to answer some of their questions as well. So feel free to post your question if any. So first, with regards to your question, how do I ended up doing what I'm doing? Some of you might know that I was a cabin crew for 5 years with Singapore Airlines. Okay, so I came to Singapore holding on to employment pass, right? And then I was a cabin crew in Singapore Airlines. So I was once in your client's shoe. Okay, so I know exactly how it feels to be, just a work pass holder without a status. So a lot of uncertainties, right? So the reason why I'm doing what I'm doing is because I want to help people like me who love Singapore, who want to make Singapore their permanent home to achieve your residency status, because I know exactly how you feel.
I see. Sure, no problem. So let's go to the first question that is actually my burning question. Like, why should someone or like why should I like kind of waste money to all these like immigration agencies? Because isn't it ICA has a very clear procedure, and I just follow the SOP, and it's quite straightforward, isn't it?
Okay, that's a very good question. This is the common thing that everyone will ask me. What's the difference between applying myself and engaging you? Why should I pay you thousands of dollars, right? Okay, now, you know that some of you might not know, every year, right, there are about 80 to 100,000 people apply for PR per annum. And out of that, only 32,000 people gotten approval. So up to 70% people gotten rejection. Now you have to understand, I say handling so many applications. If today you put up the same applications like how everyone else is submitting the application, just putting up passport, birth cert, edu certs, marriage certs, your profile is not any outstanding. Am I right to say that, Isaac? And ICA knows so little about you just by looking at all these documents. They will not know what's your motivation to apply for PR. They will not know your 5 years plans, if you have any. What's your plan in Singapore? They will not know what have you done previously to contribute to Singapore. I have clients, right? They are really good in their industry, right? And then they have contributed a lot to the company. But in their application, they did not put up their resume. There's no cover letter, right? And worst case, I see give you a chance to write 3,500 words in your application form to tell them your achievement and innovation. And I tell you, Isaac, majority of the clients, they have no idea what to build up. They either leave it blank or they put not applicable. You see?
I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
So presentation is very important. That's right.
I see.
And one thing also, right, Isaac, because there are some of my clients, they have insurance, they have some investment in Singapore, but they have no idea that it is useful for their application. So when they do themselves, right, they have no idea how I can present all this information. Some of them don't even know that it's relevant. So that is the difference between applying themselves and engaging someone professional. And we will also guide them on how they can build up their profile as well. So we'll tell them like, you should do some volunteering work. You should invest some money in Singapore to showcase your commitment. So this is how how what's the difference? Yeah.
Wait a minute. Just now you mentioned a very interesting word, insurance. So
Yep.
do you mean that actually, if let's say my client who already got an insurance plan, a life plan or hospital plan, they can put it in the application showing that, oh, I got insurance in Singapore, and it helps their application?
Yes, Isaac. So actually, right, let
Wow.
me share with you. You know
Oh,
that because you are also a PR, right? Okay,
yes,
if
I
not a
am. I am.
citizen, yeah, we are both from Malaysia. So you know that the moment we get our PR status, if anything were to happen to us, government will have to subsidize you. That's the reason why, Singaporean and PR, when we go polyclinic, we pay a much cheaper rate because of government
That's
subsidies.
right.
So government
That's right.
always prefers someone who's already well covered. Yeah,
Yep.
because they know that you're not going to be a liability, of the
I
country.
see.
And am I right to say, Isaac, for those who are committed to stay here for a long time, then they will buy personal insurance. If not, they're just happy with company insurance. So insurance is actually one of a very good instrument to showcase your long-term plan in Singapore.
I see. I see. Okay, just now you mentioned that like I'm a Malaysian PR, and based on my previous experience, and my friends around me, actually, we just follow the SOP, and I just fill in the application. Actually, I don't remember about the 3,500 word that I need to write to introduce myself, and we got our PR. So,
Mm.
can I safely say that actually Malaysian has like extremely higher chance to get PR and citizenship, then we don't need to engage you guys?
Okay, that's a very good question. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie that I engaged a consultancy firm to get my PR. I did it myself. Okay, guys. Yeah. So actually, right, everyone know that
Okay.
Malaysian is the preferred group. Why is that so? Is because we used to be one in terms of culture, language. Everything is so similar. So it's proven that it's very easy for Malaysian to integrate here, right? So that's
Okay.
why we are the preferred group. Okay, so if let's say you're Malaysian, you want to do it yourself, yes, please go ahead and do it yourself. Okay, however, we do help a lot of Malaysian clients also. Some of them are very busy, some of them they value their time and they don't want to waste time. If let's say gotten rejection, then you have to wait. You probably wait for 6 months for a result. 6 months later, yeah, you got the result and you got rejection, and you have to wait 6 months cooling period in order for you to file again. So on
Oh, okay.
average, everyone can only apply PR once in a year. So for
I
those who
see.
value time, they want to do it right, okay, then they will engage us.
I see.
Yes.
I see. So, can you maybe share with us what are the client profile that you always work with at this moment?
Okay, so majority of my clients are coming in from India, from China, and a small percentage of a mixture of a Caucasian client, Philippines client. Yeah, so these are the client profile, and I love to work with family profile because one thing that I also want to share is that we have a lot of problem in Singapore in the sense that aging populations, aging workforce, yeah, and low birth rate as well, only at 1.14, which is actually
Yeah.
extremely low. Yeah, so because of all this, right, we really need to rely on immigration. And one thing that I've observed is that family profile is actually a preferred profile right now, right? Because if single applicants applying for PR, they have a much higher tendency of moving elsewhere after they gotten their PR, because they have all the freedom that they want. Yeah, so
I
actually
see.
family profile is a preferred profile, and I really love to work with family because I want to bring family closer in Singapore.
Okay. Can I ask something? Like just now you mentioned Malaysia is a preferred kind of country, and you say that you work with like people from India, Caucasian. So is there a probability like which country are easier to get the citizenship? Do you have any idea or? Not
Actually,
really.
actually,
Yeah.
right, it's something very interesting. Okay, if you take a look at our population reports, right, you roughly have
Okay.
an idea the demographic in Singapore in terms of how many percent are Chinese, how many percent Malay, how many percent Indian, and how many percent
Okay.
others. And one thing that you have observed is that this percentage, right, has remained pretty consistent for the past many years. So government is trying to maintain the ratio here in Singapore.
I
Yeah,
see.
so that's
Okay.
why, right? If you were to ask me, the chances, of course, the best chance is for Chinese, and the priority will be Malaysian Chinese, right? Then the rest of the Chinese, maybe you're from China, you're from Taiwan, you're from Canada, and all this will follow. Yeah.
I see. Okay. Wow. Very good
Mm,
to know that actually.
mm.
So, what can we expect actually when we engage your service, like for people who are not Malaysian Chinese or they are not Malaysian, so they
Mm.
need more help from you, isn't it?
Yeah, so what they can expect is first, right?
Mm.
Okay, they'll be expecting a very comprehensive profile evaluations because before I give them any suggestion on how they can work on their profile, I'll need to understand their profile first. Right.
Sure.
Okay.
Sure.
So we will conduct this a complimentary 1 hour session whereby we will ask you question like how long you've been here, what's your job title, your salary, have you done any investment here? So all this, then we will give you suggestion, very personalized suggestion on how you can improve your chances. Okay, then we're going to share with you a lot other information like how ICA works internally, right?
I
And
see.
and the current immigration landscape, and we will also share with you how we can assist you in each and every milestone. Then at the end of the consultation, you will have all the information for you to make an informed decision whether would you be keen to actually engage us.
I
Yeah,
see.
and after engagement, right, we will have two-person hand holding you throughout the entire process. I do know that there are some competitors out there, right? Okay, the consultant will not doing the back end support at all. They will not be answering your questions. They will not be answering your email. But for us, right, I think it's very important because the reason why client engages is because of the consultant, and we want the consultant to handhold them throughout the entire journey.
I see. So if I hear you correctly, you meant I can, let's say I'm interested to apply
Mm,
a PR. So
yes,
actually I can talk to you first to find out a
yes.
little bit more, and you will give me advice, things like that before I pay you for the service. Am I right to say?
Yes, you're right,
So
Isaac.
okay. Okay, got it.
Yeah.
So I have some high net worth client actually, and they are interested to come become a PR, or maybe for retirement purpose, for other purposes, maybe for their kids for education next time. So in this case, because they don't want to stay in Singapore for like to getting the PR like that. So I heard something like they can do investment. They can maybe like pay a bit of money and
Mm,
do some investment in Singapore.
yes.
How does it work actually for that kind of
Okay.
method?
So that one, right, it's one of the scheme, okay? It's actually
Okay,
fronted by Economic Development Board, EDB. So it's called the Global Investor Program. It's for people
okay,
like your Hai Di Lao, your favorite Hai Di Lao boss, right?
yeah,
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 Zhang
yeah.
Yong, your hair dryer, your Dyson hair dryer,
Dyson,
James
yeah,
Dyson. Yeah, it's for people like this level because honestly, right, Global Investor Program, right? Since March, since early this year, they have actually revamped the requirements, so it's not that easy. Yeah, basically, right, if let's say I am a very successful business owner in my home country. Okay, I must
okay.
have a company whereby I'm holding at least 30% shares, and this company must have revenue of 200 million.
It's
Yeah,
it's not very little.
very
Yeah.
little.
Oh, it's not very
Yeah,
little. I mean,
it's not
it's quite
very
a lot.
little. It is a lot, yeah. For 3 years, okay, for 3 years,
Uh,
then when you have this proven track records of, business track record and your entrepreneurship, then, you can exercise the option to park 2.5 million minimum, yeah, 2.5 million in be it government funds, okay, or, okay, you can also set up a new entity in Singapore, or you can invest in existing business as well, 2.5 million, okay? Or you can actually set up a family office here.
I
That's
see.
right. Actually, there are a lot
Okay.
other ways as well. Okay, so let me share with you another one, which is pretty
Sure,
new,
sure.
which is pretty new
Okay,
and might be
okay.
applicable, right? So previously, right, like I mentioned, you must be the owner of the company. Now, what about,
Yeah,
I'm 20 years old. Okay,
yeah,
my dad is the one who is very rich, but not me.
yeah,
We call them like a full tai, right? Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
that's right. Previously, right, they can't come in at all. But right now, right, they are able to come in after they revamp the requirements. So let's say, okay, your direct family member is the one who have 30%, right? Your immediate family member is the one who have 30%. But now the value increase, okay? The value is not 200 million, it's 500 million. Yeah, so let's say
Wait,
my
this
dad
500 million is
it's
have to
revenue.
pay to the
No,
is revenue.
revenue. Yes, revenue
Okay,
of
okay.
my dad's company is 500 million. Now, I am board of director. I could be CEO,
Okay.
C-suites, right? Okay, then,
Hmm.
I can actually come in Singapore as well. And I have to do the same thing, either park 2.5 million. There are three ways, okay? Set up new company, fund, or open a family office.
So, do you mean that actually they can apply as a family, or you will be applying as an individual?
As an
It's only
individual
individual
with your family, not your dad.
with your family.
Yeah, that's
I
right.
see. I see.
Of
Interesting.
course,
Oh,
your dad can come in as well, like through the previous way, right? Because he hold 30%. Yeah, your dad can come in as well. Yeah.
Okay, I have actually one question from my client actually, because the wife is applying the citizen and
Mm,
the son is not even a PR yet. Actually, that
mm.
happened to me last time. So, how should I do it? Should I apply the PR for my sons, or straight away my intention is, or my client intention is actually applying the citizen for the son as well.
Mm.
So, can the son straight away jump to the citizen process, or the son has to go step by step, going to PR first, after that only citizen? So what is the
Okay.
best way to do it?
Okay, actually, right, for minors
Uh,
below 21
yeah,
years old, yeah, you, even though without a PR, you can tag along with your family and apply for citizenship together. It's fine.
it's fine.
It's
Okay.
fine, but right, I need to know about the husband as well, because if let's say right, the husband
Mm,
is also not a PR, then I will not recommend this way, because in this way, right, the wife can only apply citizenship with the son. Of course, obviously, the government wants the entire family applying together, changing your passport together. Then you are showing that you are very committed to the country, right?
I
Yeah,
see.
unless okay, Malaysian I do see, yeah, yeah, only wife apply and then the son want, the husband want to keep, that could be possible, but only Malaysian. Other than that,
Isn't
everyone.
that an open secret nowadays?
Yeah, it's quite
Oh, okay.
obvious. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I see. I see. So, what are some of the different pathway to achieve PR status in Singapore in this case?
All right, so actually, right, in
Um,
Singapore, right, it's very straightforward. There are four ways. Okay,
oh, okay,
there's
okay.
only
Can you
four
share
ways.
with us more? Yeah.
Sure. Now, the first way is what I did mention to you just now about the Global Investor Program, is for really, high profile, high net worth clients, right? Second,
Okay.
okay, is sponsored scheme. Let's say you're married to a citizen or you're married to a PR. Basically, right, they can sponsor you, okay, or maybe you are a child below 21 years old, unmarried,
Mm,
of a citizen or a PR, okay, you can apply through sponsored scheme.
I see. I
Okay,
see.
yeah, or
Okay.
one
Okay.
more as well. If let's say you're a age parents of a citizen, only if you're a citizen, then you can sponsor your parents to be a PR. But for PR, right, like for myself, right, okay, my mom is holding on to a long-term visit pass. I can't sponsor my mom to be a PR. Only if I change my passport, then I can. Okay, so that is under sponsored scheme, right? Now, the
Okay.
third one is foreign student scheme. Okay, now this foreign student scheme, right, just recently started again. It has been a while that they stopped approving, stop accepting this group of people. But with effective from December in the year 2017, they start to giving out, PR ship for students. So if I'm a student here, all right, I must spend at least 2 years in Singapore. And I must at least pass a national exam. National exam will be PSLE, GCE, A, N, or O level. But other than that, if let's say I'm coming in and I'm taking up a master or a bachelor, right? No, you can't apply under the student scheme.
So basically, the student has to go through like PSLE, O level, A level.
You can pass any of the national exam. You don't have to pass everything.
I see.
Yeah, that's right. And I mentioned pass. Okay, so I do have some clients of mine that fail English. If you fail English, means you're not passing. You can't as well.
So for those foreign students who actually came here to study for university, does this apply to them as well, or it will be a different scheme in this case?
They have to look for a job and apply to the last channel, to the last scheme. Yeah, so I'm going to share a bit more about the last scheme.
Sure.
Okay, now the last scheme is one of the most common scheme. Majority of my clients are applying under this scheme. This scheme is called Professional, Technical Personnel and Skilled Worker Scheme. Okay, it's dedicated for those who hold Employment Pass, S Pass, PP, Entrepreneur Pass. Okay. So basically, you must have been working here. Minimum requirement is 6 month pay slip. However, unless you are again Malaysian Chinese, okay, if not, right, we will recommend you to wait for 1 year. I need to emphasize here, Isaac, because yesterday I did met up with 2 Indian clients. Okay. And they have previously engaged another company, and less than 1 year, they already encouraged them to file and promising them of 99.9% successful rate. And both of them failed in their application. Yeah, that's right. So I have to emphasize, okay, because of certain nationality, culture-wise is very different. You have to spend more time here. You have to show that you have been trying to integrate here. Then you can file the application.
I see.
Yeah, so that would be the last scheme, right? So for the PTS scheme. Now, Isaac, allow me to share a bit more.
Sure.
There are a lot of people, they might not be able to meet the requirement of GIP, Global Investor Program. Okay, but if you were to ask them to find a job here, no way I'm a successful entrepreneur. I'm not going to look for a job here and get an employment pass. Actually, you can start a company here.
So what are the requirements for them to start a company here?
Okay, so because you do not have any sort of passes, in order for you to start a company here, you have to have a local director. Singaporeans are PR. But those corporate secretary company, they'll be able to provide the services, okay, of nominee directors. Then you can start a company here. We'll be able to advise you how much paid up capital that you need to put in your company, because it's very important, Isaac. Your company is new. It's not like Facebook, Google, which have very good track records. ICN, MOM, sorry, because MOM is handling all the work pass. MOM know that, your company will not have any cash flow problem. But new company is very important to have a substantial amount of paid up capital. Okay, then we will advise you how much you have to pay yourself as a director of the company, right? Okay, then after 1 year or 2 years stay in Singapore, we will apply for PR for you.
I see. Okay, I wanted to go back a little bit regarding about the foreign students. So
no problem.
I heard, I'm not sure whether is it a myth or is it a fact. So I heard maybe last time, I'm not sure right now, like if you are very good student, like your academic is your result is fantastic good, the government will just hand you the PR, say that, are you interested to become our citizen or PR, something like that. So is that a fact, or is that or it's just a myth?
Okay, Isaac, this happened many years ago, but not so much now. Yeah, government seldom send any invitation out anymore. Yeah, due to a lot of people are applying for it. All right, so actually they don't really send out. You still have to file an application. Okay,
I see.
last time, 10 years ago, right? They are giving out PR. Then they actually send out invitation and all that. Because 10 years ago,
Yep.
right? 80% people gotten approval. There are about 79,000 PR approved. Yeah, in the year 2008. Yes. Yeah, that's right.
Wow.
So it's very easy to get it. So basically they're sending out invitation. But right now, right, okay, you have to file an application for it, Isaac. And one thing that I also want to share, okay, because unlike PTS scheme, which is just now the one that I was talking about, the professional, technical personnel and
Yep.
skills worker scheme, for student scheme, right, okay, there's not much thing to take a look at, Isaac. There's no
Yeah.
job, salary, which company you're working for. It's very straightforward. If let's say your result is good, then you have a good chance. If let's say your result is horrible, then your chances are not that great, because they're really looking at your, your school, your academic.
I see. I
Yeah.
see. Also, Kate, maybe can you share with us some success case study that anything that you can share with us?
Okay, so I have to share one thing is that okay, I used to be a senior immigration consultant for another company. Okay, and the
Okay.
immigration people, we are proud to say, yeah, we're going to cross 1 years old. Okay, now one thing, right, is that under the new company, all right, a lot of our clients are still pending application, because we normally file an application after 3 to 4 months later. Yeah, exactly. We only file an
Okay.
application after 3 to 4 months later, and the waiting period is sometimes 6 months, sometimes 9 months. So, being 1 year in the business, the immigration people being 1 year in the business, a lot of pending results. Okay.
So you say that you only found 3 to 4 months later. Is that a strategic move kind of thing?
Yes,
I
exactly.
see.
Because,
Okay.
like I mentioned, right, once we take a look at their profile, right, we'll give them advice at what they need to work on. A lot of people, right, okay, in terms of social integration effort, they have not done anything yet. So we will encourage them to actually participate in some activity, volunteer activity, okay, to try to integrate to Singapore. So all this, right, you need to take time to actually build up a certain hours. Then it can be considered by ICA. Okay,
I
so to
see.
achieve that,
Okay.
right, to achieve that, you can't do in 1 or 2 weeks time. It just doesn't make sense as well. You've been here for 10 years, and suddenly you startly do volunteering work for 1 to 2 weeks, and then you file the application. It just simply doesn't make sense. So we will actually guide our clients to do at least maybe 3 to 4 months. Then we file it for them. So the case study that I want to share, right? Okay, it's my old client from the previous company. Yeah, I have to say, right? So this client is a very successful business owner. Okay, in
Okay.
Singapore for a very long time, 12 year, but gotten his PR rejected for 7 times. Okay, yeah, that's right.
Wow.
So
Did
it's
he
a
apply himself for that
Yes,
seven
he
times?
did.
Or
He
oh,
did.
okay.
Yeah, he did himself.
Okay.
Yeah, that's right. So, a lot of people are always very curious, like, hey, what changed on the eighth attempt? Is basically the presentation of his profile. Because, like I mentioned to you, right? Okay, business owner, it's impossible for him to have any job change. Yeah, salary
Okay.
increment, salary increment or position change, there's none. So basically we presented a much more stronger profile. It's same applicable to a lot of my clients as well. And another case study that I want to share is also pretty
Sure.
interesting. Okay, so
Okay. Okay.
so this is a Singaporean guy who actually have married to this woman. Okay, this woman have a son. Okay, from the previous marriage, right?
Okay.
And this Singaporean man have been trying to sponsor so-called stepson, right? Stepson,
Okay. Okay.
okay, for
Okay.
many times for PR. Okay, but he's holding on to student pass, but he keep filling his PR. Actually, he missed out one important step. Is to
Wait a
legally
minute.
adopt.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you want to
What
try to
are the
guess, is it?
nationality?
Oh, nationality of the son, is it? It's Indonesian.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah. So he missing out this important step, which is to legally adopt the
Legally
son.
adopt. Okay.
Once he done this part, right? Guess what? He got an invitation from ICA to apply for citizenship. No need to apply for PR. Yeah. And gotten approval
Oh,
in 2 months' time.
wow.
And guess what?
Okay.
I help him to save lots of money. Because student and citizen, the school fees It's a huge
Yes.
difference. At least
It's a
20,000.
Yeah, it's a big difference for the foreigner or for the local, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay. Okay. Then okay. So in this case, let's say I'm not a Malaysian Chinese, that kind of profile. So if I engage to your service, for some reasons, I still a bit scared, and for some reason, you help me to apply everything, and it still got rejected. So what happened next? Do I still need to pay more money, or how does it work out?
Okay, so Isaac, what we do here is that we present the best profile for you. When you do
Okay,
yourself, okay, because you're not familiar in terms of documentation, it was not well presented. It wasn't your
exactly.
best.
Yeah.
It wasn't your best profile, and you probably haven't do any volunteering works. So there are certain checkbox, you are unable to check yet. But with our help, right, we already guided you, to try to check all the boxes. There are certain things we can't
Okay.
change,
Okay.
Isaac, like your age or this. We can't change your age, okay? So there are certain things that we can change. So we got you to change. And we did present your best profile in terms of documentation. So if you fail through us, right, which means no chance. Yeah. No
So
chance
you
for you to
wouldn't
get
want me?
it.
Yeah. Okay. So basically, before I submit the application, you say that okay, stop. You better don't do any application yet. You have to fulfill all these requirements before you start submit,
Yeah, so
because
we
you are just
will
wasting your time.
yeah, we will guide them on how they can improve their profile. Of course, that being said, right, a lot of things are, not must have, but good to have. If you have it, it will add point in your application. So if let's say you fail through
Okay.
us, right, what we recommend is you have to work to change your profile, because with the current profile, it doesn't work. Okay, so you have to try to change your profile in the sense that you probably get a better job. Okay, you get promotion, you get increment, there are new family addition, right, you get new babies. Okay, or you achieve a higher qualification. So this is how you improve your profile. Okay, then we can help you to try again. Okay, at a
I see.
discounted fees. Yeah, but our service
Okay.
does include one appeal. So one attempt and one appeal. That's
I
right.
see. So the appeal period can be maybe 1 year later because I need time to
No.
improve my profile, or is that a
We normally
no?
recommend to do appeal within 2 months time. Yeah, if
Oh,
let's say
okay,
you
okay.
cross 2 months, right? Okay, it's best to you to just wait for 6 months and then you reapply again, a new
I
application.
see. I
Yeah,
see.
that's right, because you
Okay,
can file a
okay.
new application 6 months later.
I see.
Hmm.
So let me summarize. If for anyone who interested to apply a PR, some of the criteria that you share with us just now is first thing first, must get insurance to help you to boost your success rate. The other one is maybe your income level, your family kind of profile. These are the things that you can change, you can do,
Yeah,
right?
Isaac,
And
actually they are.
volunteer.
Yes, volunteering.
Okay,
Yes, that's right. So actually, where
volunteering.
every profile is different, I really would love to see the client profile before I give any suggestion. I give you one example. I have client which are very high profile, they are slightly older, 50, 60 years old. I cannot be possibly asking them to do volunteering works at an old folks home. They'll be,
Yeah.
I have clients so funny. I'm also old folks. I cannot do. You get what I mean? So that's the reason why I want to emphasize that in at the immigration people, we really give a very personalized solution for our clients. So what I told my client is that you're a very successful business owner. Why don't you do mentoring? You mentor this kind of young entrepreneur in their startup, right? You guide them. So this is your way of giving back to the society. You not necessarily have to do the traditional volunteering works whereby you have to talk to old people, you have to cook for them, pack food. No, there are many ways, Isaac.
But who is there to maybe check you are the one who mentoring? You really did your job
Yeah, so
mentoring.
so right, what we do is like after my client actually really did the mentoring. Okay, so
Yep.
I actually proposed to do a testimonials. Okay,
Testimonial. Oh, okay,
yes,
okay,
to
okay.
the person that you mentor, right, to actually endorse that you have been helping them, you have helped a lot in the growth of his SME in Singapore. So all this, right, okay, will add value in your applications.
I see.
Yeah, that's right.
can I ask, does blood donation helps?
Yes, blood donation helps.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I think maybe because I did that, so I got my application quite fast. Also, I don't know. I suspect it was one of the reasons actually.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
It could be. It also could be simply the fact that you're Malaysian Chinese. Yeah, and then
Yeah. Of
you
course.
have a decent job. You have a qualification. It's actually pretty easy for Malaysian, I have to say. But recently, I also helped quite a number of Malaysian. They apply themselves, fail. With our help, we help them to get approval. So it doesn't mean that Malaysian for sure you will get it as well. Especially right now, it's
Okay.
very, very competitive. 30% people got
Exactly.
approval. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Does that has any like income level that you should you can advise us, like it maybe it's too low, then you better wait a while until your income level approved. Is that a ballpark figure that you can share with us?
Okay, so Isaac, you see, right? For work pass holder, yeah, okay, you're holding on to employment pass. In order for you to be eligible for dependent pass, MOM set the requirement you must earn $6,000. So you can safely say, right, okay, by earning $6,000, the government think that you're able to raise your family here in Singapore. Yeah.
Okay.
If let's say you're below, right, you're not eligible and you're probably here and your family is in your home country, then you have to apply yourself, excluding them. This type of profile, right, is very hard to get approval. Now, I also want to be really upfront here. I know that there are some company which do mass market that accept any sort of cases. But for us, right, we do reject clients, especially for profile like this, right? Throughout my 4 years of experience, in Singapore immigration, I've handled more than 700 applications. I roughly can tell which type of profile will definitely get rejected. So we'll be very upfront. So these are one of the type of profile that please don't try. Please don't pay anyone to try. If you want to try, yes, just pay $100 to ICA, okay, and then you try yourself. Yeah, there's no point paying someone, yeah, because the chances are extremely low. If let's say, okay, you want to include your family, although they are not here, right? They're in India. Yes, I want to apply with them because I want to bring them over. ICA would rather give all these 3 quota to someone who's already here holding on to dependent pass. Then they know that, they are not going to waste my quota because the entire family is already in Singapore.
I see. Wow. Okay. Sure. Okay, thank you so much, Kay.
No
thank you for your 35 minutes of your wonderful time of sharing.
No problem.
Any one of you, if let's say you have any question, feel free to Facebook Kay. You see the background already. You have all the information there. You have her phone number. You can even scan the QR code. Can I check the QR code is directly linked to your Facebook page or?
No, the QR code you scan, right, you can save the contact directly into your phone.
I see. Got
it. That's right.
So any one of you, if you still have any questions or you have any inquiries, feel free to talk to Kay, because I'm sure that she will be very willing to help you guys, and it will be a very good resource for you guys as well. So once again, thank you so much, Kay. Yeah, thank you for your time.
Yeah. Thank you, Isaac.
Yeah, keep in touch with you. Yeah.
All right. Bye.